What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? And in this video, we are doing a little bit something different. I just watched essentially Cathie Wood, and if you don't know who Cathie Wood is, if you are in this space, she is essentially a rock star. So I'm pretty sure you are familiar with her. If you don't know who she is, I highly advise you find out who she is. But nonetheless, she just came out with her most recent video talking about deflation, talking about inflation, talking about Yellen, talking about Bitcoin, talking about ETFs, just the markets, state of the market at the current moment, which is always good to listen to her because she has a very long background in macroeconomics. Before she even became the CEO of ARK Invest. She is a very intelligent woman. She does have a lot of great information and a lot of great foresight. And again, the latest video was good because of the fact she was simply stating, which is something when you talk about innovation, right, you're talking about forward thinking. And there's a lot of people that still live in the old ways. And she goes over that very much are very well in that video, but I didn't want to just talk about that, right? I wanted to go kind of over the latest trades ARK has been making over the past 2 days. I am recording this on a Friday night, so Thursday and Friday. I wanted to kind of bring up essentially what ARK Invest has been getting into. And so the first one being, this is from Thursday. If this is a video you guys enjoy, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And that way I know that, or comment down below, that way I know these are the kind of videos you do like. I kind of want to do a little bit more off-brand stuff, kind of give you insight on what kind of stuff I look at when looking at this stuff to help me make moves in the market, essentially. I do have a lot of different sources I use, Cathie Wood's ARK Invest being one of them. Again, I do enjoy listening to Cathie because she does give that economic education, right, which I think is important. I think, yes, technicals are good, but ultimately to know the moves before they happen, if you have a good solid foundation of fundamentals, you can kind of see these moves before you even see them in the technicals. And then it helps you with being patient and knowing what is to come, right? It's not 100% guaranteed, but you do get solid framework when you are talking about fundamentals. Being said, as far as like anything on this list, I kind of glance over these every night. Try to see some of the ones, if there's anything that sticks out in my mind that isn't normal. I normally always look for the shares and see how big their conviction is for some stuff. And again, that all depends on price and everything as well too. I know Twitter has been a big one. They've been really adding a lot of Twitter lately. Baidu is another one. Again, everything is dipping right now. I know everything's on sale. So I'm hoping in this video, what to bring to you is to try to bring you some thoughts, some ideas of moves to make. I'm not saying going in here and buying every stock that ARK is buying. I'm not saying that. I think you need to do your own due diligence. Look for solid technicals, right, on these things. This is essentially what I do, is I look through a lot of these transactions. I do my own due diligence on fundamentals for those individual companies, but I like to relate back to this list and see the activity in which ARK, right? ARK has a team of researchers on their side. So if you can use that to your advantage, look for whatever they're active in. If it's a particular company, whatever that looks familiar with you, looks unfamiliar, but interests or piques your interest, I highly suggest you kind of do your due diligence on that particular that company and go a little bit deeper. A lot of these, they do invest in a lot of therapeutics and stuff like that. In the genomic space, I don't really do that. Only because, again, I've talked about this before, a lot of the genomic space kind of fluctuates on news. It can make some really dramatic swings. And so playing technicals on that is kind of hard for the most part, unless you're playing an ETF or something like that. for the most part, it does play quite normally like most companies, but I think there's other stuff that's involved that can really dramatically drop these stocks a lot faster than growth stocks for the most part. At least that's been my experience anyway. But being said, as far as like Thursday, I don't really see anything. I know they're selling a lot of pins, Snap, which is funny because I was actually looking at Snap, although it made that big move the other day. Trying to think here. I know JD's been one of them. Baidu has been one I've been wanting to get into. They haven't been buying a ton of Baidu. I think Baidu's actually been a bigger position in their portfolio, to be honest. But they've been buying a lot of Baidu, actually, and a lot of Twitter. Selling Snap. There's another buy order of Twitter. Bob at Apple, sell. CRM, sell. I'm trying to think here. Lightspeed. There's nothing that's like really sticking out. Again, if it has genomics or science or anything like that, Teladoc. I like playing Teladoc when it's at good support levels. That's normally pretty good. Let me actually pull up today's list. This was Thursdays. So let's pull up Fridays and see what Friday has to bring for us. I know Kathy started pulling up or buying into Pelletier, right? Pelletier is one I started doing more research on this thing, and I started really liking this one as well, because of the fact that you're dealing with AI, right? And you're not limited to a specific industry. You are essentially doing big data for every industry out there, right? And so you are essentially a shovel or a pick. And I've always found that if you look for the shovel or the pick as opposed to AKA the gold, you can make more money on the shovel and the pick than the gold. And that's what I love about looking for that kind of stuff, because that's where the money is made, right? That being said, this is today's buying more Shop. I've been watching Shop, but it's not something I've really been interested in. I think it's too high. Again, I like Shop more under 1,000. I'm trying to look here. Palantir, yeah, that's been bought. She's been buying a lot of Planner. I actually bought back in. I'm in a lot of shares and leaps in Planner. The more, again, I learn about this company, the more I like it a lot more. Just because of the potential it has, right? You have to understand too that Planner is its primary contract has been through the government, but they're branching out now. So I think their government contract is still over 50% of their revenue, but it used to be 100%, I believe, at one point, but now it's about 40%, I believe, is non-government. So being said that they are making some big strides. Kathy's seen it. I've seen it just before they actually started buying it. I started really getting into it. I had heard about it and was interested in it, and then shortly after, ARK Invest started buying it. So it's one of my high conviction stocks now. So I do really like it, and the possibilities of where it's going. But some more Baidu. I'm trying to think here if there's anything else. Trimble, I've heard of this company, but I haven't really looked too hard into it. Now, one thing I like to do is not try to rush into getting new things. I know like Planner's been like one of my newer ones that I've been excited about. Open, they bought more Planner right here too today. Been buying the Square. I've been looking at Square. I really want Square. I've been buying into it, although I haven't been buying as high as normal. Selling more Apple, more Amazon. So the e-commerce space has really been struggling lately. I know Etsy just had their earnings and they've been they did well, but they sold off pretty quick after the fact. But I know even in that her update, she did talk semiconductors. She sold that. Roku Cell. One Life. I'm not sure what that is either. It's something I want to look at. But again, Planners is a big high conviction one for me now. I do like it. Baidu, I really like Baidu actually. And now that they're getting into the autonomous vehicles and everything, but the thing is in my mind, is still high. Even though I think the next step, even for like Tesla, and we all know that Cathie Wood just bought like a ton of Tesla on this last dip. I almost bought it again today, but I wanted to kind of see how the market was on Monday. But being said, I wanted to also bring up the ARK Invest here as well. Their sites and kind of go over that. That way you guys can kind of see that a little bit as well. Let me pull this up. Give me 1 second here. Where are we? Here we go. This is ARK top 10 holdings for ARK Invest right now. Again, ARK Invest is a good company. Their Baidu position, I didn't realize their Baidu position was that high. That portfolio is pretty high. Tremble, this is one company. Deere Corp. After looking through that interview too, or that the update that Cathie Woods had, she was talking about the value stocks, what she's seeing, because originally she talked about the value stocks. There might be separation there, and that could be an issue. If that was an issue, that inflation could be really bad, essentially, aka the .com boom. That was very niche and driven into that particular space, and that's why it happened. And the good thing she mentioned too is that the market right now, she's starting to see the influx of bulls coming back into value. So not just in innovation, but into value and into growth and all that, but also into value stocks, which is extremely bullish, is what she did, is the way she worded it, which is something I've been talking about. Again, a lot of my thoughts and my ideas. That was one other thing. I did talk about the savings rate. She talked about the savings rate is actually increased, because I talked about this last Sunday about how the savings rate was up. I think it was at like 13 or 15, and she's saying it's up now to 20. So it did come down towards around Christmas, but apparently it's popped right back up to 20%. So being said, there's a lot of money that people are holding on to with all this uncertainty. Again, this summer, I think people are going to go nuts and spend tons of money. Again, I kind of want to go over some of these active ETFs and stuff, just kind of see what are some of the top holdings of ARK in itself. The semiconductors, I actually never seen this one before, to be honest. I don't think I've actually ever gone in through all of these. I've only gone into some of these, and this is the innovation. This is the robots and autonomous vehicles is this particular ETF. So it'd be interesting. I actually got to look into some of these, because I haven't actually looked into any of these autonomous. I haven't, aside from like Tesla and Baidu, which those are our two top ones. I haven't really looked at any of these other. I didn't actually realize JD. I mean, they might be in robotics. It's something I would definitely have to look into. But as far as innovation, Tesla Square, there's still Square they just bought again. It's something I'm kind of interested in buying. It's at a good spot right now. I'm trying to see right now. It is at it's high right now. So that's one thing I don't like about Square right now. It is getting high. Now you say that, and then you've got things like Amazon and Tesla that it's really high right now. It'll come down, and then next thing you know, it's $2,000 a share. But being said, TDoc, Baidu, Spotify. I did have Spotify, but I sold it at break even because it did sell off again today. Let's see what other the ETFs are. NextGen, again, I don't really look at these, but Tesla, Blue Scalar. Actually, just started looking at this one again for Bitcoin as well. I should probably actually start looking at them buying because that's pretty high. Actually, I didn't realize that was on there. Twitter, man, this Twitter one has really been built up. I didn't realize how much Twitter. I know Twitter just came out with talking about subscription stuff, so maybe that'd be why they're adding to that one. They've added a lot to PayPal. That's actually bumped up. I haven't actually looked at this one, so I don't know how many of these positions have changed. It looked like some of these positions have changed because I've seen a lot of buying, especially in these last couple ones here. What did I just do? NextGen, Genomic. Oh, that was internet, the last one I did. Genomic space. Again, I don't really like playing this one too much because stuff swung so much. I know there was one I was looking at for a long time, and I was just like, it's too hard to keep up with a lot of the genomic space and the news. So I have played TDoc a lot. I think that was the only one on here I've probably played the most. There's that one there. Then fintech is always interesting. Fintech, Square, PayPal, Z. Z is actually a good position too. I might have to talk about in the Sunday update as well. Z is actually in a good position. They've been buying more of those. Pretty solid. I like Pinterest. I like Etsy better. SE, Shop, ICE. But yeah, so that's pretty much what I got. I kind of just wanted to come on here. I'll talk a little about what Cathie Woods was talking about on her recent updated video. I think a lot of that stuff is really good information. In the Now, I believe is what it's called. I highly suggest. I mean, if you guys enjoy the videos that I make like this, I can do more videos like this. I wanted to kind of throw a little bit something different out there. Get your guys' opinion, or if there's something I should do more, if I should go over essentially what ARK has been buying lately. I don't want to make this video too long, so I don't want to actually dive into the individual stocks, although I think that could be beneficial. If there's particular ones, dive in and kind of do more in-depth of a particular ticker that you guys have seen on the list. I mean, if that's something you guys want me to do, just leave a comment down in the description below of a particular ticker you may have seen on this transaction list you want me to dive deeper into. Again, I typically use the transactions to help me judge if what I am picking kind of validates, right? Because Cathie Woods does have that team that helps. So it's more of a confirmation of what I've been looking at and what I essentially go with. But again, the in and now stuff helps with just the macroeconomics and help you understand what is going on in the current environment, which is always extremely important to kind of foresee what is coming. But nonetheless, I think that is pretty much it for this video. It's not too long, but I kind of wanted to get this out there, just trying to get some information out there. Again, all these transactions from ARK are something you can go onto the ARK website and sign up for these transactions, or if you prefer, I just do these videos and kind of show you guys. That's up to you. Again, your feedback is helpful. So if you feel that these videos are helpful, please let me know. And until next time, guys, I will see you guys later.